हरि ओम। हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरं भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय। 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 नमः पार्वती पतये। हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम। हरि ओम। We will begin with the Dhyana Shloka. We'll chant the Dhyana Shloka together. मौन व्याख्या प्रकटित परब्रह्म तत्वं युवानम् वर्षेष्ठान्ते वसदृशिगणैः आवृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपम् स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीढे वटविटपि समीपे भूमिभागे निषण्णम् सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमारात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं Janana marana dukkha chedadaksham namami. Chitram vatataror mule vruddha shishya gurur yuva. Gurostu maunam vyakhyanam शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशयाः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम नमः शिवाय, 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 ओम नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वती पतये, हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We shall chant the first Shloka of Sri Dakshinamurty Stotram. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिर्बोधभूतं यथा निद्रया यः साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं Shri Dakshinamurti. So Shri Dakshinamurty Stotram begins with a beautiful dhyana shloka wherein we meditate on the most amazing form of Shri Dakshinamurty Bhagavan, who is facing the southern direction, seated under a banyan tree, surrounded by elderly disciples, and who himself is having a young form, and he is teaching those disciples in silence and also in Chin Mudra, and all the doubts of the disciples get dispelled and they gain abidance in their own true self. Dakshinamurty Bhagavan is the very form of Lord Shiva, He is the very abode of all the knowledge. He is of the nature of that supreme Brahma, which is indicated by the mantra Om. So in these 10 shlokas of Dakshinamurti, Bhagavan Sri Adi Shankaracharya Ji not only does namaskar and offer his respect and reverence to Dakshinamurti Bhagavan, but he also conveys the essential teachings of all the Upanishads. All the Upanishads, they convey the great teaching. All of them together, they have this one message, that Tattvamasi, that you are that supreme Brahma. And that Brahma alone is there. There is nothing other than Brahma. So the self is that Brahma, and other than that self, nothing is there. Everything is that self and self alone. And only when we come to realize this truth, we will become free of all our sorrows, become free of all our sufferings. Because we have the suffering due to our ignorance. And this ignorance is anadi, means from the beginningless time, we are ignorant regarding our own true self. And this ignorance gives rise to various misunderstandings, which give rise to different types of sorrows and suffering. So Dakshinamurti Bhagavan is the teacher. Without the teacher, we cannot become free of this samsara. In the Upanishads also it is said, Acharyavan Purusho Veda. One who has got an acharya, a teacher, such a person alone can gain this knowledge and become free. In Gita also Bhagavan says that one has to approach a teacher to gain this knowledge. So that supreme reality Brahma alone takes the responsibility of teaching us. The supreme reality is not only the one who creates, sustains and dissolves this world, but he also takes the form of a teacher to guide us through this samsara and beyond this samsara. So Dakshinamurti Bhagavan is the form of that supreme Brahma as a teacher. So to him, Shankaracharya ji does namaskar. Kitasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam. Shri Dakshinamurtaye, my namaskar to my Guru, who is Shri Dakshinamurti. And who is my Guru? Dakshinamurti. What is the speciality of the teacher? A teacher is one who has realized, recognized his own self. A disciple is ignorant about his self, and a teacher is one who knows his self. And this knowing is not just theoretical, but one who has done the sakshatkar. So yes, sakshat kurute, one who has done the sakshatkar, means one who has gained the aparoksha anubhuti of his own self, devoid of all confusion, devoid of all doubts, one who has directly experienced his own self. The direct experience of oneself is called aparoksha anubhuti or sakshatkar. So yes, sakshat kurute prabodha samaye, and that happens when we gain the knowledge. So the path shown by Vedanta is Shravan, Manan, and Nididhyasan. After gaining the proper qualification, when we approach a teacher, we have to do Shravan of the great teachings of the Upanishads. Shravan means listen and understand what the scriptures want to convey. Get the proper information, what is being conveyed in the Shastras, that is Shravan. It should be done properly from a teacher who is following the proper parampara. Once we do the Shravan, we have to also simultaneously do Mananam. That is, we have to reflect and understand what is being conveyed, free from all doubts. While reflecting, we can ask questions, we can discuss, we can debate, we can use all our logical thinking, we can utilize all our experiences and contemplate to understand and become free of all doubts. Gain that conviction that yes, I am Brahma. One is convinced intellectually that I am Brahma, means when one understands who is this I who is referred to in the Shastras. When the Upanishad says you are Brahma, what does the Upanishad mean by the term you? Whom is it referring to? To the body, to the mind, to the intellect, to the ahankar, or to someone else? So that I has to be recognized properly. And the Brahma has to be understood properly. What is this Brahma? What is the nature of Brahma? How to comprehend this Brahma? And then understand that I am Brahma. So when that knowledge happens, we do follow the path of Nididhyasan, that is Jnana Nishtha, gain abidance in this knowledge. That is the meditation of Vedanta called Nididhyasan, which is not something which has to be done at one time or one place, but which has to be done 24 hours in a day, continuously. That Nididhyasan, that I am that Brahma. And once we pursue this path of Nididhyasan for a long time, then we will gain abidance in ourselves as Brahma. We will gain that aparoksha anubhuti, which is also called avagati. So a teacher is one who has gained this aparoksha anubhuti of his own self, swatmanam eva advayam. The swatma, the self which is advayam, which is one without a second, which is one, which is there is no duality in the self. There is only one and one alone. That's called advayam. Atmanam eva advayam. It is stressed that eva, atma alone, which is advayam, which is one without a second, is being recognized and realized. And how the teacher realizes because the body continues to be there even after enlightenment. The world continues to be there even after enlightenment. The mind, intellect continues to be there after enlightenment. So how come the teacher experiences the Advaya? Because when I am there and the world is there, then that itself is Dvaita. So how this Advaya is recognized and realized? What happens to this world, which is seen as though different from me? So there is clearly I experience Dvaita in the state of ignorance. So what is the status of this world for an enlightened person? And that is what has to be properly understood. The enlightened person looks at this world, the world is called Vishwa. He looks at this world as existing in himself. In a state of ignorance, I see the world as though outside. I am here and the world is outside. But when one gains that enlightenment, one will realize the world is not outside, the world is within me. Vishwam darpana drishyamana nagari tulyam nijantargatam. The example given here is like a mirror. In a mirror, we see the reflection, but the reflection, though it appears in the mirror, having different colors, different forms, all that is seen as though different from the mirror, appears to be something different, but everything is existing in the mirror and mirror alone. Even when the reflection is moving, the mirror is not moving. It's the most mysterious. When the reflection is having colors, the mirror is not having any color. The reflection appears to make some sound, but the mirror is not making any sound. The nature of the mirror is totally different from the nature of the reflection. But still, that reflection is not different from the mirror. The reflection is not different from the mirror. The reflection cannot exist without the mirror. Not even a minor trace of that reflection can exist without the mirror. In the same way, the entire world exists in the self. Means not a trace, not an atom of this world is different from the self. Just as in Ishavasya Upanishad also Bhagavan, the Rishi conveys, Ishavasyamidam sarvam yat kinchit jagatyam jagata. Tena tektena bhundithaha ma grudakasya svidhanam. That the whole world is covered by the Ishvara alone. So the enlightened person sees the whole world in his own self, as his own self. Therefore, there is no Dvaita, because the world is not different from the self. And that is the meaning of the term Advaita. Advaita doesn't mean the world is not seen, world is seen. Enlightened person continues to see the world, continues to interact with the world, continues to use his body, his mind, his intellect. But a very strange and very wonderful experience he has got, that there is nothing different from me. I alone am there. I am the seer, I am the seen, I am the seeing. I myself am the one who is experiencing, and I myself am the objects which are experienced. There is no dvaita of any kind. Everything is my own self. Everything is me and me alone. I alone am playing this whole game of this world. All the beings are myself. Therefore, he gave that vision of oneness. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. A wise person becomes Samadarshi. He sees himself in the whole world. He sees that himself in a Brahmana, in a Shudra, in a Chandala, in a horse, in an elephant, in a cow. He sees his own existence everywhere. So just imagine that you are like a mirror in which the entire world is just playing its role, playing its game. So Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyan Atmani. He sees, seeing the whole world within. But if the whole world is within the self, how come it appears to be outside? How come it appears to be there? That is one question. Also, if that Atma and Atma alone is there, then from where this world is born? How this world is born? These two questions can come in the mind of intelligent seekers. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya answered these questions, saying that it is all the magical power of that Atma called Maya. Maya is the Shakti of Atma, or Atma itself is Brahma. Maya is the Shakti of Brahma. It is the power of Brahma. It is the nature of Brahma. See, just as we have things which we see in this world, and everything has got its own intrinsic nature, which we come to know when we analyze them. If we look at water, water is so mysterious, made up of hydrogen and oxygen. It appears in the form of a liquid, but it also appears in the form of a solid like ice. It can also appear fluffy like snow. It also appears like a gas, like a vapor. Even when it falls like snow, each and every snowflake, there are different patterns which are seen in those flakes. So how come this water behaves like this? It is the very nature of water. We can't give any other reason. It is the very nature. The water is like that only. See, there are those people who might not have seen snow. They must be living in some tropical region. And when they visit some place where they happen to see snow, they look at it like a great wonder. Because the water they knew and they were using and drinking, that same water is appearing in such a different form here, like a white snow. Otherwise, water is transparent, but here it is white. So that is the very nature of water to appear like liquid, solid, gas, like a cotton. In the same way, it is the very nature of atma or brahma to appear like this world. That nature of that atma or brahma, which makes it appear like this world, is called prakriti or maya. These are terms used in our shastras to convey the nature of that brahma. The nature is not different from Brahma. Maya is not different from Brahma. Maya is the very Shakti of Brahma, is Bhava Rupa. Maya is not Mithya. Maya is not Asat. Maya is non-different from Brahma. Very Shakti of Brahma. So Maya, by this Maya, Bahihi iva udbhutam. This world appears to be born Bahihi, outside. Bahi means outside. It appears as though outside, born outside. Means because of this Maya, two factors are seen to be born. In that one Brahma, two factors appears to be born. One is the world, and another is the seer of the world. Yatha nidraya, just like in a dream. See, if you analyze your dream, most mysterious. See, there are these experiences which we have of dream, which help us to understand how this world is created so mysteriously. And we have the experience of deep sleep to understand our transcendental nature. So when we analyze this, our dream, what do we see? I, an individual, when I go to sleep, I am sleeping on my bed, I am sleeping in a particular place, I am sleeping at night. So my senses get withdrawn from the world. I no longer see, hear, taste, touch the world, which is called sleep. So I go to sleep, but though the senses are not functioning, they are absorbed, the mind continues to function. The mind continues to function. The mind continues to bring out all the impressions stored within. Some of the impressions stored within the mind start getting expressed, which we experience as a dream. So when these impressions get expressed, they express in two ways. One is it expresses as the world, and another it expresses as the seer of that world. I am lying on the bed, but when I dream, I am fully awake and it is daytime in the dream. The sun is shining brightly and I am walking. I am not lying down, I am walking. I meet people on the way. I talk to them. I see the mountain, I see the river, I see the trees, I see the birds. All of them are seen as though they are different from me. I don't say they are me. They are different. They are seen different from me. Hmm. So, a strange thing happens in our dream. Two factors get created. I, the seer, and what I see, the world. And I continue to experience it. Even if somebody comes and tells me in my dream that, oh, you are looking at that elephant is not different from you. He is born in you only. I will laugh at him. I will call him a foolish person. How can that elephant be one with me? I am here, the elephant is there. But when I wake up, I find that I, who was experiencing that world in my dream, and the elephant and other people and things which I had experienced in my dream, where do they disappear? They all merge in my mind. They enter my mind. Therefore, I not only remember myself in my dream, but I also remember all that I saw in my dream. All of them become one with me. When I wake up from my dream, I don't go out looking for that elephant because I know it is just one with my mind. So, just as in my dream, my mind creates I, the seer of the dream, and creates the dream. In the same way, Maya, the great power of that Ishvara, that great power of Brahma, creates I, the seer of this world, and creates this world which is seen. So I experience myself now that I am the one who is seeing this world. I am the knower of this world. I am the experiencer of this world. I am the one who is performing actions in this world. That is my vivid experience. Nobody can tell me anything different. It's my vivid experience that I am the knower, experiencer, and doer in this world, and the world is outside me. World is different from me. I am here and world is there. And this world not only contains all the materials, matter, but this world also contains a lot of different types of beings. That is my experience. But then Vedanta comes, Upanishad comes and tells me that this world which you are seeing as though outside, and you are considering yourself as the seer of this world, all this is a play of that wonderful power of your own true self, which is called Maya. So the ultimate truth is that this world is that supreme reality called Brahma, and you are also that Brahma. The world is Brahma, and you are also Brahma. Most amazing. And this one who has realized this, one who has actually experienced this truth, is the Guru, he is Dakshinamurty, he is the enlightened person, he is the master. And that is what we have to experience. Okay? Now let us try to understand the meaning of the term Vishwa, means what are the various things which are to be understood when we say Vishwa, world. What is the meaning of the term world? What exactly is the meaning of the term Atma, who is seeing this world? See, when we want to understand Vedanta, Vedanta uses various terms, technical terms. And one has to understand the meaning, definition of these terms precisely. Any mistake in understanding these terms and the whole truth, whole message conveyed will be misunderstood. Will be misunderstood. There are millions of ways by which the message can be misunderstood. And there is only one way to understand the message as it is. Just as in a circle, there is the central point. In a circle, the central point is only one. But other than the central point, there are so many millions and infinite points are there, which can be misunderstood as the center. Similarly, the teachings of Vedanta can be misunderstood if we are not very clear about the definitions of these different terms. And that is what happens generally. The term Vishwa, the term Maya, the term Avidya, the term Adhyas are all very precise, but they are all can be misunderstood. And a lot of people have misunderstood them. Many call Maya is Mithya. Maya is not Mithya. Maya is the Shakti of Bhagavan, not different from Bhagavan. Shankaracharya says in his Bhashya that Shakti and one who has got that Shakti are not different. In his Bhagavad Gita Bhashya 14th chapter, Bhagavan says Shakti and the one Shaktiman are not different. Also in the Bhashya of the 13th chapter, Bhagavan says that in the Shloka, Prakritim Purusham Cheva Vidhi Anadhi Ubhav Api. In the Bhashya of this Shloka, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes that Prakriti and Purusha both are Anadi because they are the expressions of Bhagavan's Prakriti. And Bhagavan is eternal, therefore his Prakriti is also eternal. Bhagavan says, Shankaracharya ji, कि प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव ईश्वरस्य प्रकृति तौ प्रकृति पुरुषौ उभौ अपि अनादि विद्धि, both are अनादि, न विद्यते आदिः यया अस्तौ अनादि, ययोस्तौ अनादि, नित्य ईश्वरत्वात् ईश्वरस्य तत् प्रकृत्योरपि युक्तं नित्यत्वेन भवितुम्. Because Ishvara is Nitya, eternal, therefore his Prakriti is also eternal. So Bhagavan's Prakriti, which is called Maya, expresses as Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha means I, and Prakriti is this world which is seen in front of me. So the seer and seen are expressions of Bhagavan's Prakriti. So when we say Vishwa, what does it mean? What does it include? There are 24 elements in this Vishwa. Not the elements as described in science. They are all matter, which are experienced here. But there are 24 contents of this Vishwa. One is the 5 great elements: Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. Then there are 5 organs of actions and 5 organs of perception. Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya. They are also product of these 5 great elements. Then the nature of these 5 elements are Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. The characteristics of these 5 elements are Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, which are also experienced. So this Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, they are the objects of our experience of our senses. They are also included in this world. And the Antakaran Chatushtaya, Mana, Buddhi, Chitta, Ahankara. All these put together are 24. They make up this world. Pancha Mahabhut, Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, and Antakaran Chatushtaya. So all these are experienced by me. I am different from this world, experiencing this world. Even this body is experienced by me. The world is experienced by me. Even my senses are experienced by me. The Karmendriyas and Jnanendriyas are also experienced by me. The 5 pranas are not included in the world. They are the Shakti of Bhagavan, different. Para, Prakriti. So these 5 elements and the 5 Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha are also experienced by me. The senses are experienced by me. 5 Karmendriyas are experienced by me. So I, the experiencer, is different from all this. Then, if we analyze our experience further, we will find that even the mind is experienced by me. I experience my mind also. So I, the experiencer, I, the knower of the mind, is different from the mind. Because this is the rule. The knower is always different from that which is known. So I am the knower of the mind, I am different from the mind. I am also the knower of the intellect, so I am different from the intellect. I am also knower of my memories, so I am different from the memories. Memories are chitta. So mana, buddhi, chitta. And I am also different from ahankar. This is the toughest to comprehend. That I am really different from the sense of I, which is there, a thought of I, which is there in my antakarana. I am different from that thought also. The I thought is born during the waking and it gets dissolved in deep sleep, but I am different from that. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi Ji makes it very clear in Upanishads. That even when the ahankar goes into laya avastha, I remain without going into laya. It's called alaya satta. Yeah, it has got alaya satta. So I am different from ahankar. How to know that I am different from ahankar? Analyze your deep sleep experience. In my deep sleep, ahankar is not there. Nobody says I am sleeping. When you are asleep, even the thought I is not there. That thought I is ahankar. But you are there. You are there even in your deep sleep. But the thought I is not there. Ahankar is not there. So you are different from ahankar. Ahankar goes into laya and it wakes up. But you remain there as a witness of ahankar also. So I, the witness of ahankar, I who remain separated from everything in deep sleep. So all that I am separated from in deep sleep, all that is different from me is the Vishwa. And I who is different from that Vishwa is that Pratyek-atma, the inner self. The inner self, which is called Kshetrajna, which identifies with the body-mind and activities of the body-mind and consider itself as the knower, doer, enjoyer. So that I, Kshetrajna, is indicated in Gita also as Purusha. And this Vishwa, which is indicated as Prakriti, both these appear to be different expression of that Maya. The scripture then Upanishad tells me that you, the Kshetrajna, is Brahma and this Vishwa is also Brahma. So when I contemplate and comprehend this and realize my true self as Brahma, and from this understanding, when I look, I will see this whole Vishwa as existing within me. The Vishwa will be seen as existing within me. I will experience what is called sarvatma bhav. I will experience the whole world in me, and I will experience myself in the whole world. Sarvabhutastam atmanam sarvabhutani cha atmani pashyati. Will see everything in myself and see myself in everything. So at present, I experience myself different from this world. So the world is there, and I expressing through this body, mind, intellect, and there, who is experiencing this world. So this mystery of the seer and seen is expression of that great power of that Brahma called Maya. So one who has realized this properly, taking the guidance and blessings of the teacher, also gain that enlightenment. So Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivodbhutam Yatha Nidraya Yas Sakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye Swatmanamevadvayam Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurty. So this, though there is only one supreme reality, it appears to play this role of seer and seen, knower and known, because of this mysterious power called Maya. So what is this Maya? And how through this Maya this world gets created? That is being explained now, because that is the natural question which arises in our mind when we contemplate on this first shloka. The question comes, what is this Maya? That question is answered in the next verse. So next verse we will see in our next class. But this is a very subtle teaching which one has to comprehend properly. So you please go through this lecture again, listen to it again, take down notes, contemplate. If you have any questions, you may ask also, and understand this properly. Don't misunderstand. Don't say that the world is mithya. World is not different from our own self. Okay? So more about this we will see in our next class. Next class will be on Monday. So till then, you take care. Be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy. Do your work, do your sadhana. And see you all on Monday. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram. Jaya Jaya Ram. Bole Siyavar Ramchandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.